For the past few years, I've gotten a lot of comments asking how I've gotten rid of my keloid from my ear piercing. For reference, this is what it used to look like in my old videos, and this is what it looks like now. You can see it's literally completely flat now. The only thing that's visible is the skin that was stretched by the keloid. I've always been hesitant to talk about how I got rid of it because it was very unintentional, and I'm not sure if it's something I should be recommending to people. I'm not a medical professional, but I'll let you guys be the judge what you want to do with this information. Please do your own research, by the way. When I moved to the UK, I had an annoying cough that I couldn't get rid of, and it was mild, but it was persistent. When I went back to Hong Kong for summer, my cough disappeared. When I moved back to the UK into a new house that was very moldy, this cough returned. I was wondering if it was a mold cough, but in my first year room, I didn't have mold, so I wasn't sure if that was the reason for my cough or not. The agency of our house was very hesitant to remove the mold, so it stayed for a while. Fast forward to Christmas break when I visit my friend in another city in the UK, and she sees a rash on my back. She proceeds to tell me this is ringworm because she's had ringworm before, and I freaked out. I was like panicking. I needed to get rid of this fast, especially because I was staying with her family, who I do not want to pass ringworm on to, and I will be later staying with my sister, and it's soon going to be New Year's. I don't want to be home for New Year's alone. So I immediately try and get an appointment with my doctor, but my doctor's in Bath. I'm in Southampton. I'm going to go to London. It's a nightmare, but I'm sending him pictures and asking when he's available for a call. In the meantime, I get some steroid cream, which is what the pharmacist recommends, but I have had a bad history with steroid cream. I know it has terrible side effects, and it also makes me feel weird on my fingertips, so I hate it. But I apply it anyway because I'm desperate, and I search up more to do with steroid cream, and apparently it only helps the itchiness of ringworm, but it doesn't actually get rid of it and can sometimes make it worse. This is according to Google. And I wasn't itchy, so I immediately stopped using it. So I go online to search natural remedies. I can't find anything on Google that's like good enough, so I take it to TikTok, of course. I want to say this was the end of the year of 2022 going into 2023, and there was only one video on a natural way to get rid of ringworm. Ringworm is a fungal rash, by the way. And what I find is black walnut hull tincture, and it's just one video of this lady curing her son's ringworm on his scalp with black walnut hull tincture. So I'm like, what have I got to lose? I really want to get rid of this ringworm. And I search up how to take it safely. I don't really want to share that with you because I don't know if it's the right method. I really just want you guys to do your own research. But I was taking it, ingesting it, and applying it. So on the day that I start taking it, I get the call from my doctor, and I explain to him what happens and why I think it's ringworm. He goes on to tell me that it's not ringworm, it's actually not contagious, and he said this happens commonly after a cold. And I remember a few weeks before I noticed the initial patch, which was the rash, I did have a cold. So that was his theory as to what it was, and it made sense because ringworm is typically a lot of round ring-shaped patches, whereas mine was just one of those, followed by more mosquito-looking breakouts. But anyway, the doctor tells me that the rash is going to last from anywhere to 2 to 6 weeks. I was like, is there any way it's going to be any shorter? He says, no, 2 weeks is the minimum it's going to last for. It took 2 days of taking that tincture, and I was like, oh, it's working. So then I just continued taking the tincture as I had been and kind of reducing the dose a little bit. After a few weeks, I noticed my cough actually disappears, and I thought, okay, maybe because I'm not in the mold environment. But even when I went back to my uni room, my cough was still gone. But before I noticed that, I was filming a video and I noticed my keloid had shrank significantly. And then I was like, wait. Now, I had had this keloid for 6 years from a piercing done with a gun in a really poor direction and a lot of injury after that. The hole had closed up after like maybe 3 or 4 years of having the piercing, and like after that it just was a massive keloid, and it had never gone down no matter what I had tried. I tried so many things. All of a sudden I take this tincture and my keloid goes down. I personally don't think that's a coincidence, but what do I know? I don't know why it disappeared. I don't know if it has, my keloid wasn't a keloid and it had just something to do with fungus and it cleared that up, or because this has another benefit that it clears up keloids, but I also have another keloid on my shoulder. Actually, I'm not sure if it helped it shrink or not. I didn't really take notice, but it used to be a lot bumpier and it's kind of flattened out. I have no idea if that's anything to do with the tincture though. I know that was super long-winded, but I just want to like tell the story and why I'm saying it so you understand the context. But the tincture I use is this one. I can't really find this one on Amazon anymore, unfortunately. I got it from UK Amazon, but I have found one on US Amazon that I linked in my storefront. I've actually been taking this for a few years now, and it does help clear up my coughs, especially when I'm living in a moldy environment like the UK. But please do your own research when taking this. I've never had any side effects, neither has my family, but that's not to say you won't, and just because it's natural doesn't mean it's safe. So please do your research first. Hopefully this video was helpful, but I really advise you not to just now go ahead and start taking a tincture. Definitely figure out if that's okay for you and do some more research.